Hi, good morning, everyone. Yeah, happy Sunday and welcome to our workshop today. Okay, all right, so now it's like 8:30 and yeah, you guys are up so early. Yeah, so if you have attended our previous Qigong course before, actually you realize that there's an adjustment to our timing. Yeah, last month it used to be like 9:30 and this time is 8:30, slightly earlier, like 1 hour earlier. But then, yeah, I'm still so happy to see all of those who made it today. All right. Okay, so as usual, before we start our session, I will brief you guys the house skipping rules. Okay, so yeah, just make sure to keep your mic on mute throughout the session so that yeah, it won't interrupt the session and everyone can listen to the session better. And yeah, try to switch on your camera this time so that you can have an immersive experience, and then our instructor will be able to track your progress, whether your posture is correct and stuff like that, and we can get to know each other better. Okay. And yeah, if you have any questions, do leave them in the chat box, okay? And we will answer the questions for you as fast as possible. All right, so this month, okay, this is not our first time doing Qigong course. All right, so last month we did Unity Qigong, and this time we are doing something different. It's called Baduanjin Qigong. All right, I'm not sure if anyone have done it before. Okay, so I just want to do a quick check. Like, any one of you have joined our previous Unity Qigong course before? If you did, leave a 1 in the chat box. I want to see how many of you are come back for another session, because we have received a lot of good feedback, you know, like, oh, I enjoy the Qigong course a lot. It helps to, you know, to adjust my energy a lot. Okay, that's a lot of you, okay, have joined before. Okay, so we are happy to see you guys back again. And if this is your first time learning Qigong and this is your first time joining in, yeah, give me a 2 in the chat box. Yeah, any newbie here today? Okay, yeah, we have quite a number as well. Okay, yeah, hello everyone. Okay, so, okay, let me do a brief introduction about our speaker today. So our instructor is Ket. Ket is the co-founder of CordyKet, and he's also okay, hold on, yeah. And he's also a spiritual master and also a feng shui master in the past over like 10 years. So yeah, today I once again so happy to see Kat again. Hello, Kat. Kat, you're on mute.
Yeah, hi everyone, welcome. Very good morning to all of you. Yes, and like I have explained to the people at Signature Market, I wanted to move the session earlier because actually, those of you who joined me earlier, I did mention that it is better to do Qigong early in the morning, and if I have my way, I would rather do a session at 7 or 8 a.m. So by the 8:30, I think it's fine because a lot of people want to sleep right later in the morning for on a Sunday. So if this is not your usual waking time and you woke up early to join me, thank you very much. So I shall just give a brief introduction about what I'm going to teach you all over the course of the 3 weeks. All right. So if you read the description, it's called Baduanjin Qigong. Okay. So Baduanjin, well, it's written this way. Okay. In Roman Roman alphabet. Okay. Okay. In English. In Chinese, I don't know how to write Chinese because I'm not really Chinese educated, but it is supposed to mean 8 brocades or 8 sections of brocades, like maybe 8 pieces of cloth or something like that. Okay, so in general, we can call it 8 brocades. All right. And this is one of the most popular or well-known Qigong in the world. All right, it's like in the world, any of you who have learned Qigong or Tai Chi, right, you will have heard of this or you have learned this. Can I have a show of hands? How many people here have learned 8 brocades before or Baduanjing before? Just put a 1 or raise your hands. Let me know if you learned before and you actually want to learn again or learn my version. All right, so there are actually quite a number of people who have learned before, right? Thank you. Xiaofang is here all the way from China. Thank you for joining. So yeah, sorry, I don't know how to write Chinese. Thanks, Xiaofang, for writing in Chinese. Yeah, so this is one of the most common and well-known Qigong, and rightfully so, because it's supposed to be very effective. It will help. There are 8 exercises. So Pa represents 8, right? So 8 brocades. There is supposed to be 8 exercises. And I'm doing this over the course of 3 weeks so that every week I can teach you all something and we can go in depth. And I hope that when you guys are doing later, you will, you will switch on your camera and I can take a look. And hopefully I will be able to point out any improvements that you can make on your posture. Okay. So let me show you something about the Baduanjin. Of course, everyone can Google nowadays. I will save you the trouble. Okay, I actually printed out something, a summary of Baduanjin. Now, Baduanjin, in essence, it looks something like that. Sorry, I don't want to share screen because if I share screen, later the recording will be very huge for everybody to download. So you see that there are 8 people there. I mean, 8 figurines, all right? And there's supposed to be Chinese words there. And because I am a banana, I don't know Chinese very well, so I got it translated into Hanyi Pinyin. And there's an English translation. Now, of course, for you all don't need to know everything. Now, Baduanjin, the way it's passed down, right? Because a lot of it is people get pictures like this and the 7 words. So there's 7 Chinese characters for each pose, and different teachers have their own interpretation. All right. So you end up, there are many teachers and they will teach Baduanjin with a slight variation. Most of the stuff are still the same, but it can be different. Sometimes can be very different from one Qigong teacher to another, or from one Tai Chi teacher to another. This is also a very common set of Qigong that accompanies Tai Chi. If you learn Tai Chi, there's a good chance that your Tai Chi teacher also knows it. So the first time I learned it from my Tai Chi teacher. So today, right, I'm going to teach you all the first 2 poses. All right, the first 2 is 1 and 2. Okay, so for, I can't read Chinese very well, but the instructions in Chinese is 双手托天离三焦. Okay, I hope my Chinese is okay. Okay, for those who are into Chinese, right, who knows Chinese. Now, basically what it means is this. All right, both hands support the sky, helps the triple warmer. Okay, both hands support the sky, helps the triple warmer. So I'm going to show you the pose. Okay, you can see this picture. I can show you the pose. Okay, I'm going to do it. But it's not just the pose. The thing about Qigong is there is a flow to it. Okay, but the problem with the diagrams is it just shows one static pose. Okay, it just shows one static pose. And I'm going to go into a little bit of theory. Okay, a little bit of Qigong theory, so that you can understand what is this thing triple warmer that is talking about. What is this San Jiao triple warmer? Because this pose is for the triple warmer, and you all need to know what is the triple warmer. Now, of course, most classes, if you go to the park to learn the Baduanjin, I don't think the teacher is going to go through so much explanation. I've decided to do Baduanjin over 3 weeks so that I can give you all much better explanation for each pose. Okay, so the pose in the picture is just very simple. It's just you cross your hands like this, right? The palms facing outwards and you push it up to the sky. This is just the pose. Now, this pose is not going to do anything to help your triple warmer. Okay, that's what the picture shows. Okay, that's what the picture shows. All right, can you see this? Now, Qigong is not yoga. All right, this is the picture. Qigong is not yoga. It's not like doing one asana, one pose after another, and then you get the benefits. Yes, you get some benefit by doing the pose, but in Qigong, there is supposed to be a flow that is supposed to be breath. So we want to talk about certain things that Qigong is trying to achieve. All right. So in Qigong, okay, so you have the physical movement, okay, the exercise. Okay, let me call it the exercise. So it's a form of exercise, it's physical movement, right? So there is, and one of the ways this exercise can benefit us is stretching. Now, stretching is very important in Qigong and in the Chinese martial arts. All right. Any one of you who is a Chinese martial arts or martial arts fan, you will notice that none of the martial artists look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Have you noticed that? No martial artists have muscles that are huge and look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or a heavyweight bodybuilder, really big muscles. Okay, so you all need to understand the core philosophy behind Qigong. So in Qigong, in the exercise, we are not about muscles. Everyone need to understand that muscles are not important. We are not about into building muscles. What we are into is something very important, which is stretching. So stretching, yes, you will stretch the muscles. And what is important in Qigong, in martial arts and everything, is what they call the sinews, which are the ligaments, right? And the tendons. In case you don't know what ligaments are sinews. It's kind of cartilage. It's not really cartilage. It's something joining the bones. All right, it's a soft bone like cartilage material joining two bones. Tendons is what joins the muscles to the bones. All right, in Qigong, in martial arts, everything is about strengthening the sinews or the tendons and the ligaments. It's not about strengthening the muscles, because we want, in martial arts, in Qigong and all this, we want speed. In martial arts, they want speed, right? The next thing in Qigong is we want energy. All right, what is important in Qigong, of course, Qigong, if you are here for the first time, right? Qigong, Qi means energy, right? So Qi here means energy, right? Qi. This one I know how to write, okay, in Chinese. This Qi is supposed to mean energy. Gong means an art. But Qigong, the term is not very old, maybe a few hundred years old only. In the past, they used different terms for Qigong, okay? Qigong is a modern term, all right? So it's an art that helps us with energy. So a huge focus is going to be on energy. And this energy is the energy that flows in the body. Okay, we have energy that flows in the body. There are different types of energy that flow in the body. For us at CordyKet, we learn different types. But the Chinese focus on a certain type of energy called Qi, which flows in the meridians and everything. All right, meridians where people do acupuncture. All right, we just keep it very simple. You don't need to know too much. But we want to have you understand what are the important points in Qigong. So you have the exercise, the stretching, right? And of course, energy, because Qigong is about energy, and we will talk about that. The next thing is there is the breath. So breathing is important. The way you breathe will help to facilitate the flow of energy. All right? The way you breathe will facilitate the flow of energy, and it's kind of like yoga. Yoga also have to breathe. Now, there's only one thing that may be slightly different from yoga or contemporary yoga. All right, and I have to talk about this also, and that is the mental component. Right, mental component, or what is known as intent. So the Chinese word for this is yi. Sorry, I don't know how to write Chinese, but if you know Chinese, you know yi means intent. Yi nian the yi. Alright? Now this is a very important because in Qigong, we are trying to get energy to move in your body. And to do that, you need to employ the mental components. You need to use the mind, right? So it will be a series of flow, and like I indicated for you, right, the diagram just show one pose. The pose does not do much for you. If you want to achieve the things that are in Qigong, right, you need to bear in mind these are some of the major pillars of Qigong. You have to do the exercise properly. You have to consider stretching. And then you have to consider the energy component. You have to consider your breath. And you consider the mental component. And I will teach you all this with each pose. And I hope you can follow me. I will try to make it as simple as possible. All right. So the first pose is 2 hands up the sky like this. All right. So you cannot see me fully, so I'm going to shift my camera so that you can see my full body. And now you cannot see let me adjust. All right, let me. Okay. Now, so the pose is like this. The palm is facing upwards. Okay. Now, first of all, we want to talk about the stretch. Okay. We want to talk about the stretch. And before we stretch, all right, the first thing we need to get right is what? Is our feet. Okay. So how to get our feet correct is you place your feet roughly shoulder width apart. Okay, this is your shoulders. So you imagine your feet is somewhere like this. You go down all the way. Okay, and your feet try to not to open too wide. You get what I mean? Your feet do not open too wide and do not close like this. You try to maintain roughly parallel, slightly wide, slight V shape. That is enough. Okay, that is to make yourself comfortable. Okay. And the next thing you need to know when you're doing Qigong is you never lock your knees. Do you know what I mean by locking your knees? A lot of people like to stand straight and you straight all the way and you lock your knees so that you feel a little bit more stable. In Qigong, we never do that. Never. Alright, if your Qigong instructor is well versed in Qigong, he will explain to you that you want to bend your knees a little. Never lock your knees. Your knees need to be slightly bent. Now, we are now in the modern world. We are not doing martial arts, right? So for martial arts, they will do all the way down and all that. They really do those horse stance and everything. We don't need to do horse stance. Right? What you need to do is slightly bend your knees, okay? And you want to feel, okay, in order to do this pose correctly, you bend your knees slightly. And what I want you to do is I want you to relax your body and let your weight drop to the ground. Okay, and how can you do that? You observe your breath. When you exhale, you just tell yourself, as you exhale, you relax yourself from head to toe. And if you do that, you will feel a relaxation, a wave of relaxation go down your body all the way to the ground. Now, if you are at home, you should be practicing this barefoot. If you are in the park, barefoot is also good unless the sole is wet. Otherwise, you can wear a pair of shoes. So the idea is we would want to have a direct connection to Earth as much as possible. All right? Can you do that? So your feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, And as you exhale, you allow yourself to relax and let the tension of your body flow down. How many of you have a backache? Raise your hands, or you're on video, raise your hands, or put a 2, right? Backache. Backache is a very common thing. Excuse me. All right, if you have backache, just doing this very simple thing that I am teaching you, right? You stand properly, your knees slightly bent, and you relax yourself. Good, thank you for all the responses. Now, backache is very common, even a person like me. I'm 46 this year, but I started having backaches at the age of 30 plus, right? And Qigong really helped me with it. And this one thing which I'm teaching you right now, it can help you relieve your backache. So you notice that for a lot of people, you have backache around the lower back. That is the most common form of backache. Now, if you're doing this correctly, you just stand, right? Just stand, feet roughly shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, and you just exhale and relax. And if you have tension in your lower back, you got to exhale and relax it down all the way to the ground. Keep on following your exhale, following your breath as you exhale, relax everything, let it flow down to the ground. Just take slow, deep breaths. Now, let your hands relax by the sides and just continue first. So as you relax and exhale, your hands also relax and exhale. And if you can, as you relax, feel as if your fingers, the energy of your fingers reach down to the earth. So every time you exhale, right? Every time you exhale, let the relaxation flow down. And when it reaches your fingers, let it continue to go down and connect with the earth. Now, this is not necessarily Baduanjin Qigong as taught by most other Qigong, but this is what I teach to help people prepare for Baduanjin Qigong. Now, how many of you start to feel that your backache has disappeared or is much better, less pain? All right, less pain, less tension. Just let me have an idea. Hey, sorry if you have to go to your phone or laptop to type something. Right, just give me a 1. So if you're doing it correctly, focusing on your relax and exhale, you will feel your backache disappear. And with the hands, as you continue to relax, and when you exhale, you let your fingers extend downwards and connect with the earth. And after a while, you will feel tingling in your fingers. How many of you can feel tingling in your fingers? Christine is asking, do I need to purposely tilt my backbone down so that it need to be straighter on the back? You don't need to purposely tilt it. All right, that's a very good question. So, in fact, when you're relaxing yourself, right, your backbone, your tailbone will automatically relax and point to the ground. And any one of you who is practicing Tai Chi, okay, I don't know how many of you are practicing Tai Chi or Qigong, you will notice that the Tai Chi and Qigong masters will always say, they always say, don't stick out your butt. You need to tuck down your tailbone. Actually, you don't need to tuck down. Tucking down by using your mind to tell yourself to tuck down, you can cause stress, okay, in your lower back. What we want to do is you just relax. You relax yourself from head to toe and your tailbone will automatically point down. And when your tailbone automatically points down, and if you are able to maintain this, you will notice that your energy levels will start to rise, and if you're doing Qigong a lot, your health will start to improve drastically. So Xiaofang say fingers are shaking because now some of you will feel that your fingers are connected to the ground and your fingers are all tingling. That is because the Qi from the earth is now coming into your body. All right. Wong is asking, do you need to lift the tongue up to touch the top of the mouth? Yes. So I'm going to go into that. Now, some of you are already starting to feel the energy. Now, the next thing I need to point out to everyone who's doing Qigong is we need to mind the tongue. All right. So what do I mean by that? The tongue needs to touch the upper palate if you are doing Qigong. Okay. Some of you, if your tongue has not been touching the upper palate, you might be noticing your head is getting some sensations because energies are going to rise up to your head. Now, energies are supposed to flow in a particular manner. Okay, so I'm going to use the board again. So you will learn theory. So to simplify things, this is the picture of a man sitting down cross-legged. Okay, there is a way for Qi to flow. Okay, Qi is supposed to flow. Okay, internal energies in the body is supposed to flow in something called the microcosmic orbit. And the way the Qi flows is it flow down and up like this. All right. So is internal is roughly at the skin level, down the front of the body and up the spine. Okay, this is called the microcosmic orbit. Chinese they call it Xiao Zhou Tian. Basically, there are two channels, one down the front and one up the back. So down the front, up the back, these two channels are called Ren Tu Er Mai. Okay, Chinese they call it Ren Tu Er Mai. In English, we call it the conception vessel and the governing vessel. I'm just telling you all don't need to remember it. Not important for you all unless you are really very interested in studying Qigong. But I like to explain to everyone so that you know what you're learning. So when your tongue does not touch the upper palate, what's going to happen is this. Now, when you do Qigong or Tai Chi or any of this stuff, you're trying to get the microcosmic orbit to flow. And if you're healthy, the microcosmic orbit flows. But just that the energy is not strong. If you do Qigong, the energy is going to get very strong and you will start to have a lot of benefits in terms of health. Okay? So the way the energy flows is it flows down the front and up the back. Okay? And your tongue needs to touch the upper palate so that it can flow in a orbit. Now, if your tongue does not touch the upper palate, what's going to happen is the circuit is broken here. Alright, so it cannot flow down because the tongue does not touch. So what's going to happen is the Qi is going to collect all in your head. It can go down and up, but it cannot go. Alright, it can from here can go down and go up, and it's going to collect in your head, and you're going to end up with headache. Okay, and some people, they don't just get headache, they get hallucinations. Alright, so this is something you got to take note. Also, what we need to do to prevent the build-up is you make sure your tongue touches the upper palate. So very simple, if you are new, right? If you're old, you have attended my Unity Qigong class, you have known what to do. If you're new, just close your mouth and observe your upper palate. Observe your upper palate, observe your tongue, and see whether it touches the upper palate. The upper palate is the roof of your mouth. Just close your mouth and observe the top of your tongue. Does it touch something? Anything, all right? Now, chances are your tongue will touch something. But for a minority of people, something like less than 10% of people in the world, their tongue, when they close the mouth, automatically drops. And chances are, if you're this type of person, you have a problem. You're probably very likely to snore in your sleep. All right, or you may even have sleep apnea. Okay, it's due to this tongue thing. All right, so make sure when you're doing Qigong, your tongue touches the upper palate. Good. Okay, you get that? Now, May is asking for tongue touching top of the mouth. Does it apply for any type of Qigong? Yes. In fact, you should be doing this for all types of Qigong, Tai Chi, and even meditation. Anything that will get your microcosmic orbit flowing. Okay, I think for yoga also, but I'm not really into yoga. I've learned some yoga. I've learned and practiced some yoga, but that was before my Qigong days. I actually find Qigong to be slightly better than yoga. So no offense to yoga practitioners. Alright, so I'm more a Qigong person, but I've learned yoga, and yoga is actually pretty good. But yoga does not concern themselves with the Qi system and the Qi energies. Alright, so they may not emphasize this. But if you notice that you are doing yoga and you're getting headaches, you might want to consider the tongue need to touch the upper palate. Alright. Now the next thing is, I want you all to start feeling your qi. Okay, so how do you feel your qi? So you're standing, all right, and you can, what you want to do to bring your palms together but do not touch, and you bring them apart. Palms together and bring them apart. All right. Palm together and bring them apart. Now, because if you're standing correctly like earlier, very easy, you will feel some sensations in between. That will be your energy, your qi. All right. But if you did not do the exercise that I was recommending and teaching earlier, which is to stand and relax all the way down, you will find that you cannot feel the sensations. But you're doing it correctly, you will feel the sensations, especially if your fingers were reaching down to connect with the earth, your sensations should be quite strong. So you're already connected to earth and you are having some qi in your body. All right. Now the other way to feel qi is you imagine your hands are in a pool of water, right, or pool of energy, okay, and you sweep with one hand to the other hand. All right, you probably put your hands starting close. All right, and on the receiving palm, this is the receiving palm, right? You should feel the sensations when your sending palm is pointing at the palm. The sensations. This is because the qi is flowing out of your fingers, and you can feel it interacting with your receiving palm. Right? Can you feel it? You can switch hands. Now, I like this way of feeling the qi because if your energy is strong, you can put your hands further apart and you can still feel. So I use this to gauge my progress in doing Qigong. As your energy gets stronger, right, you should be able to put your hands further and further and you still feel. Of course, for me, I can put my hands very far apart and I will be able to feel the energies. Okay, so that is a way to feel your energies. Now, someone is asking, how do you breathe? Do you need to use the mouth? No need. All right. For most of the Qigong that I teach, if you need to use the mouth, I will say so. Otherwise, the breathing by default is using the nose. Right? The nose is better because you will not dry out your airways. And Fanny is, that was Fanny's question. So Isuri is asking, I experience pain in some parts of my body after exhaling for some time. What should I still continue doing Qigong or stop? What does the pain mean? Now, what is going to happen is when you're doing Qigong, even the very simple exercise that I taught you, Qi will go into your body and it will start to heal you. And you may experience tiny discomforts, but if you persist with it, a lot of your pain is going to go away. And unless you have very serious injuries that prevent you from doing the exercises, the stretching, you should be able to do all the Qigong that I'm about to teach you. Okay? So normally you don't have to worry about it, including unless you really have a physical illness. Okay, but otherwise you will observe. If you maintain it, qi will go enter your body and it will start healing. And over the weeks and months of practicing it, your health will become better. And depends how much you do. All right. So if you're doing a little bit, then the progress will be slower. Let me put back on the lens. All right. Okay. So now we're going to teach you all the first pose. Nico said, I heard some people had C-section or 任督二脉 are broken, thus Qi cannot flow well. It depends on how the C-section is done, but if you keep doing Qigong, the 任督二脉 will be repaired. All right, so you don't have to worry so much about that. Okay, now, so let's get back to business. Feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent. Okay, hands by your sides, just relax. As you exhale, relax yourself from head to toe. All right, feel the ripple of relaxation go down. Now, as your relaxation go down, you will find that your feet will be more firm on the ground. All right, that is the way that we should be standing. All right, just relax. And now we are going to go into the pose. Okay, so we start with the pose. The pose is this. Remember, you cross your arms like this, cross your palms like this. The palms facing outwards, and you push. All right, you push. Now, when you push upwards, obviously this is about stretching. Okay, so you want to stretch yourself. Okay, you can stretch yourself. You hold yourself a few breaths. You stretch yourself for a few breaths. We just want to get used to the stretching. Okay, now I'm going to show you the Qigong of Baduanjin, the way I learned it. Okay, so what we are going to do is hold your breath. Hold your breath as you're stretching. As you're holding your breath, you just open up. Okay, now you let your palms face inwards, face your head, palms face your head. Hold your breath. You open up this way with your palm upwards. Relax. Your hands need to be relaxed. Then you turn your palm face downwards. Turn your palm face downwards. And you exhale. As you exhale, you're going to go down. All right, you're going to go down. And you imagine yourself scooping the pure energies of the earth. So you imagine your hands connect to earth energies, good, positive, pure earth energies. And then you inhale. So I want you, when you're inhaling, so when you scoop, all right, so when you scoop, your hands are joined like this. All right, your palms facing up. You scoop energies of the earth and you inhale. As you inhale, you bring the energies of the earth up, but the energies of the earth is supposed to travel up your legs. All right, it's supposed to travel up your legs. You inhale, you bring it up, and then what you're going to do is you're going to bring it up, and then you inhale and push it all the way to the top. All right, and then you hold your breath. Then you open up, palms facing above, hold your breath. And then palms face down and exhale. So exhale, you go down. You exhale, go down, and you're going to repeat this thing. You scoop up pure energies of the earth. You inhale, you bring energies of the earth up your body, up your legs, up your body all the way to the top. And then your hands turn, and you press up. All right, do you all get it? So this is Baduanjin number 1. So try to repeat this exercise. Now I'm going to explain a little theory as you exercise. So this exercise is supposed to be good for what is known as the triple warmer. Now we just did 2. Anyone feel warm already? Did anyone feel warm in your body? So if your body channel is quite you did some relaxation properly, some of you will start feeling your body warm. and you keep repeating it, your body will warm up. All right, your body will warm up because this exercise, okay, in Chinese is 双手托天离三焦. Okay, so it means both hands supporting the sky helps the triple warmer. Okay, what is the triple warmer? The triple warmer is something that is an organ in Qigong. In Qigong, in traditional Chinese medicine, there's something called the sanjiao, but it's not a physical organ. It's not a physical organ, but in Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine is very important. So our body, our torso, the torso, is divided into 3 sections. All right. So the 3 sections need to be kept warm. In order for us to stay alive, all right, our body and our head must be kept warm. We can chop out our arms and legs, or we can in vitro we can freeze off our limbs. But as long as our body and our brain, our head remains warm, we will not die. And there is something which is called the triple warmer or sanjiao, which keeps us warm. And this exercise does it. So the sanjiao, they call it triple warmer. Essentially, it is something that warms our entire body. And our body in Chinese medicine is split into 3 sections. So there is a solar plexus. You know where's the solar plexus? Solar plexus is the cavity here. So cavity here to the neck is section number 1. Solar plexus to the belly button is section number 2. Belly button all the way to the bottom is section number 3. All right. So this is the 3 sections. So these 3 sections are warmed separately, but actually most usually it's called one system. They call it the triple warmer sanjiao. So your body will get warm when you do this. May is asking, when scooping the energy from the earth, does our hand need to touch the ground? No need. Zi is saying it's sweating. So okay, someone say repeat the posture that helps with backache. So that is not really a posture, it's just doing the Qigong right. Okay, so we shall do one more round for this. Okay, let me try to push the camera even further away. You see me? All right. So we start all over again. Now to do it correctly, feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, and you start by slow breathing. As you exhale, you relax yourself from head to toe, and you let your fingers also, as you relax, your fingers seem to reach and connect to the earth. Now, I want you to tell yourself to only connect with positive and pure energies of the earth. So if you're relaxing, your lower back ache, your back ache will also go down. So you need to do it with your exhale. As you exhale, you relax yourself from head to toe, and your relaxation go down, and your back ache will gradually disappear, and your spine, your tailbone will naturally point to the ground. So you will, for the females especially, you know, females want to look sexy, they stick out the butt, right? So when you're doing this correctly, you no longer stick out your butt, and your butt will just point down. All right, you don't look as sexy, but you will be very healthy. Okay. Now, when you get that, you will get tingling sensations in your fingers, and this is the time to start the Qigong. All right. So there are different ways to start it. Just now I started with this pose, right? Because that is what the diagram shows. But if you want to start with the inhale, all right? So you can start with the inhale. What you do with the inhale is you go down and you scoop. So imagine your fingers should be tingling with the energies of the earth. So you're connected to the energies of the earth. You go down, you scoop. So your palms are facing up, right? Your palms facing up like this. You lock your fingers like this. You scoop, connect with pure energies of the earth, and you bring it up. As you inhale, you bring it up your legs, and your feet should be relaxed. Your knees Slightly bent, you inhale, you bring it all the way up. You inhale all the way, your hands turn around your face until your palms face up, and you push it all the way up and you stretch and you hold your breath. As you hold your breath, you open your hands, your palms face up. Just relax. Everything is relaxed. Palms face down, and then you exhale. Exhale. As you exhale, you slowly squat down. Your hands connect to pure energies of the earth, and you scoop and inhale. Bring all the energies up the body. Up, 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 up. Turn around the face and stretch. Hold the breath. Relax. Open your hands holding the breath. Everything relaxed. No tension. Palms point down, and then you exhale and scoop. Alright, so this is the first pose, and it's supposed to transition to the next pose. Alright, so I'm going to teach you the next pose. So the next pose, I'm just going to show you guys. The next pose is this pose. Can you see this pose? Alright, so this pose, let me read the Chinese words. At least I'm reading the pinyin. Okay? The pinyin says 左右开弓, 射雕. Okay? It means drawing the bow left and right to shoot the hawk. Right? 射雕音使用的射雕. Alright? So this will take a little bit of practice. So, and there is even a transition. So earlier you're supposed to go down, and when we come up, we're supposed to transition to the second pose, right? Your left hand should be inside and your right hand should be outside. Alright, so when you're coming up, yes. So you get into a position like this. Your left hand is on the nearer your chest. Your right hand is outside. Okay, they don't touch. The hands don't touch anything. Don't touch your hands. Don't touch your chest. Alright? And so what you're going to do is you form your steps. Alright? You need to take a step. So your left leg need to stretch out a little bit. Stretch out a little bit. Okay? And when you inhale, you're going to draw a bow. You know a bow? Now, when you draw the bow, it's going to look like this. And you inhale, you draw the bow, and you squat down a little. Okay? And you look at your left hand. You're drawing to the left side. Okay? Now, I'm going to point out certain things. It's not easy to teach an online class because I'm not there to correct your posture, so you have to correct yourself. And if you are switching on your video, I can see what mistakes that you're making. Now, the first thing is your hands need to do this. Can you see? Alright, so you want to make a perpendicular with your index finger and your thumb. Alright, and at the sides, when you're stretching, you want this to be perpendicular. Alright, you want this to be perpendicular, and this is very difficult to do. Okay, this is very difficult to do because most of us don't stretch. So what is this? This is pointing out to this pillar of Qigong. You need to stretch. And you're stretching your sinews, your tendons and ligaments, and it will be good for health. Alright? So you need to mind the stretch. So your hand needs to be straight. This needs to be perpendicular. Your index finger and your thumb needs to be perpendicular, and it's very difficult for most people if this is your first class, but try to do it and try to get this right. Now you're drawing the bow. A lot of people don't know how to draw a bow. Now when you're drawing the bow is very stiff and the strength is here. So you're pulling back with your elbow. Your elbow is pulling back. Alright, you imagine there is a bow string here and you're pulling it back. So you're stretching the other way. Okay, your right hand is using your elbow to push it the other way. So you are also expanding your chest, and remember you took a step, and as you draw the bow, you inhale and you squat down. And you want to look at this, so you're stretching a lot of things in your body. And there are meridians that go all the way to your index finger and your thumbs. Alright, the meridians will flow in your body, and this will help with your physical health. Alright, so you're supposed to hold your breath, hold it, then you turn your head, look to the center. Alright, then your right hand, you stretch out the same. Stretch out the same, you're all this while holding your breath, and then only you exhale. Exhale, and go down, exhale. Now you're supposed to you form this thing, but with your right hand inside. Your right hand, this is my right hand, is inside, doesn't touch anything. So, and you're standing up slightly a bit. So now you're going to go to the right side, you turn to the right side, right, and you step. Alright, you turn to the right side, okay, you turn to the right side, you step a little bit wide, and you inhale and draw, and you squat down a little bit. Alright, so your right hand is trying to form all the perpendicular, the inverted 7, the perpendicular with your wrist, and your left hand, the elbow is pushing the other way. Okay, you're trying to inhale, hold your breath, but since you're learning, just take a few deep breaths, okay? So imagine now you inhale, you stretch, hold your breath, then your head look to the center, the other hand press the other way, and then you exhale, relax, come back to center. Now left hand is inside. Now there are some versions, okay, where people will step in, step out, step in, step out. I find that that complicates a lot of things. So if you're very comfortable with your legs, right, your legs already there, otherwise there's a lot of coordination. So your legs are already wide apart, so you don't need to step in, step out anymore. But depending on which teacher, some will encourage you come in, you step back in, alright, and then you step out, and then you step in, and then you step out, and then people is like dancing, and then your hands and everything, you get lost. So for me, I feel that is not really necessary. You can keep your feet now further apart. Because earlier we started with shoulder width, you step, alright, and now your feet are further apart already, and you start again from left is inside, right is outside, alright. So you're starting again, but now the feet is already wide apart. You inhale and you draw the bow, look to the left. Everything perpendicular on the left, the right is the elbow pushing away. Hold your breath, relax, head go to center, right hand extend out, perpendicular also. Then you exhale, relax. Right hand is inside. Right hand is inside because you're going to turn to the right. Inhale and pull the bow. Mind the perpendicular on the right, elbow of the left, push back. Hold the breath. Head turn to center. Left hand extend out. And then you exhale, relax. We just did the right, now we're going left. So left hand is inside. Right hand is outside. Inhale and pull. And then right hand extend upwards. Look to the center, hold your breath, and then exhale. Right hand inside, left hand outside. Look to the right, inhale and pull. Hold the breath, extend the hand outwards the other side, look to the center, and then exhale. We'll do one more set. Left hand inside, right hand outside, inhale and pull. Hold your breath, extend your hand, head look to the center, then exhale. right hand inside because you're going to look to the right, and then you pull, inhale. Remember all the perpendicular. Now head to center, the other hand stretch out, and then you exhale. And just relax, and now you can stand back up. So we don't need to do too many sets for a beginner. But if you want to know how many sets to do, all right, usually people will recommend 7 or 8 sets. All right, so I will handle your questions, and before we bring this class to an end, now for the second posture, may I know how many people start to feel very warm or your heart beating very fast? Yes? You start to feel very warm and your heart will start to beat very fast. All right, good. Thanks. Right, so this is one of the things, it will activate your heart, and we're not even doing cardio. Right, we're not doing cardio, we're not doing anything rigorous, but because you're stretching the right tendons, ligaments, and meridians. Right, so in the energy, there are meridians involved. All right, so if you ask me, even if you don't know Qigong, stretching is very important. You got to stretch your sinews and you will get a lot of effects. So someone is asking how often should we do this? Now, there seems to be a magic number. A lot of people do this Qigong, they like to do 7 sets or 8 sets. And so it's up to you all. For me, is do it at your own comfort and how much time you have. All right. So having done some is better than not having done at all. All right. Now, if you have been doing it correctly, and all you have done today is 2 poses, right? 2 poses of Baduanjin, and there is 6 more to go. Okay. Now, just feel your chi now. Okay, just feel your chi. A quick one. Just stand, relax, let your feet connect firmly to the ground. Let your fingers connect to the earth. Now this exercise, standing properly, okay, is the foundation of Tai Chi and Qigong, even if your teachers never teach you, okay. I guarantee you, if you're doing this correctly, your life will change. Your backache will go away. My backache never go away until I started doing this, until I discovered the true essence of Qigong and Tai Chi in this very basic. Now you will sense your Qi, all right? You can do the accordion. This is like playing accordion, right? Invisible accordion. Okay. The other way is sweeping the Qi, right? And if you feel your Qi is stronger, what you need to do is you can bring your hands further apart, and if you feel your Qi flowing even stronger. All right, how many of you can feel that? All right, thank you. If you can feel that, you can take a seat now. All right, so you can see how effective this Baduanjin is and why it is so popular around the world. Okay, so how often should we do this? Once a day or whatever. Do it whenever you can. All right. Now, the best time to do Qigong is during the twilight hours. That means during dawn and dusk. So if you ask me, my best time for doing Qigong, it will be for Malaysia, it will be 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. But if I say I want a 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. class on Sunday in Malaysia, I will get only maybe a few people attending. All right. So that's why this class, 8:30, I think is a good compromise. Okay. So the best time is usually very early in the morning when the sun is rising or when the sun is setting. You will find the energies will be stronger. So Xiaofang is asking second pose. When the second hand go out, also only thumb and pointing finger not folded. So when the second hand go out for the second pose, right, you need to mirror your hand. So the hands is supposed to be mirrored. All right, mirror, yes. So you want to stretch both sides, okay? So a lot of people say they are feeling warm, sweating, and heartbeat very fast. Good. Okay, breathing smoothly is difficult because you're not used to coordinating your breath with the movements. So you need to now in Qigong you need to try and learn to slow your breath. Okay, so the slower your breath, the better. But either way, you try to coordinate your breathing. If your breathing is fast and then you have to do your movement fast, it's very chaotic, right? So you need to try and slow your breath. So it takes practice. So some people say cannot hold the breath. That is very normal. Again, everything is about practice. Okay, so Fanny says feel tingling at your feet. Yes. Okay, all this, the chi will start connecting. You will feel warm, you feel tingling sensations everywhere. And send us a picture of the poses in the chat. Actually, no need. You just go and Google Baduanjin. You will get all the pictures. All right, you just Google. And what I show you is the very common one. Okay, it's a very common one. And there is a Shaolin version, which is a monk one. And then, of course, there will be different Qigong teachers. They will use their own people to pose. All right. So the stretch is from the arms to the fingers. Okay. And it can go all the way to your shoulders and then to your elbows. All right. So everything takes a little bit of synchronization and practice. And of course, it's best to do it before food, or if you want to eat before you do, don't eat a heavy meal. All right. So these first two poses is not very rigorous. So some food is okay. But when you learn later parts of the Baduanjin, you will find that it's best to do with empty stomach, because there's some pose later which you'll be swinging your head and your body. Okay. So Xiaofang is asking pose 1. When open palms after being up, one palm face down directly. So for the first pose, actually first pose will have a different variations, different teachers, different variations. So you're supposed to, the palms are, right, the hands, fingers are locked this way, up. So you're supposed to hold your breath. When you hold your breath, all right, you're supposed to open up as if your flower is opening, or like a ballerina. So, and your palms are up. You open up this way, then you go down this way. Now, there are teachers who teach a different version whereby the palms are up this way and they keep it very simple and they just open up this way. It also works. And the energy is slightly different. So, I can teach many variations, but I don't want to confuse you all. In some poses, like the next pose in next Sunday, I will have to teach 2 different versions for the number 3 pose, because it's totally different effect. And I find that my version, the effect is very good for people who are very interested in doing Qigong for the sake of developing the Qi, the energy. All right. So someone asking, do I need to be aware of my breathing? Inhale to the Dantian stomach. There is no need. There's no need if you're a beginner. But if you think yourself a little bit advanced, you want to breathe to the Dantian, that is even better. All right. So those people who are in the Qigong, in the Tai Chi, you will be trying to breathe into the Dantian, very good. If you're not into that, that is also fine, because for many people, Qigong, this might be their first Qigong class. So Christine is asking, what's the difference between Qigong breathing and Tai Chi breathing? Now, Tai Chi is a subset of Qigong, right? So a lot of the principles are similar, but Tai Chi have a greater emphasis on softness. And depending on which Tai Chi teacher you learn from, they're actually very similar, and the principles should be similar, just that people develop differently. So to me, it is actually the same thing. Now, I don't know what Tai Chi breathing you are doing, but to me, it should be very similar. Okay? So it really depends on what your Tai Chi teacher has been teaching you. So Vimara says, thanks. During first part of the slow breathing, I felt lots of release on the right side of my brain nerves, feeling much better. Oh, sorry, release on my left side brain. May is asking for the second pose. Since it causes rapid heartbeat, is it advisable for those with irregular heartbeat arrhythmia? Yes, this second pose, one of the effects is to help with your heart. All right, is to help with your heart, and it's a very safe form of exercise compared to cardio. You know, cardio means people doing running and everything, and it's very tiring and it can exhaust you. Now, this Qigong is not exhausting at all, but it will get your heart pumping because you're stretching the right places and you're activating the right meridians. Lillian is asking for pose 2, feet face front. Yes, feet roughly face front. So depending on what level you are, but we don't want your feet to be open this way, right? Or this way, internal. You try to be parallel. So the parallels is different, depends on different people. I just want, because this is really beginner, right? Just at your own comfort. May is asking, why does the first pose scooping energy cause some slight pain around the neck shoulder area? Before doing it, no pain. So those of you who are having pain, you actually have blockages in your body and the chi is trying to unblock it. Because when you're bringing the chi up, right, chi is entering your body and your body has never had this chi before. And while your blockages have always been there. So if you try to unblock, so quite a few of you will be feeling here, there, some achy. And I've been teaching Qigong for quite a number of years, and there are also people who have, cancer survivors. Now, if you're a cancer survivor, you might feel heat and pain in where you used to have cancer, because very likely your cancer have not fully gone away, and the Qi will go there to heal. Okay, all the cancer survivors, they will tell me that, oh, I have a breast cancer, and when I do Qigong, the Qi seems to go there. I had neck cancer, and then my neck feels warm, because cancer never totally 100% go away. It can come back years later. But when you do Qigong, it will help you keep it away. So May is asking, so feeling the pain does not mean you're doing it wrongly. No, you're not doing it wrongly. Feeling pain is very normal for a lot of people starting Qigong. All right. So we have come to an end for the session. So thank you for joining me.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Kat. And I hope everyone learned a lot. And and just take it slow, because it wasn't really easy even when I was doing the second pose. Yeah, you have to really have to hold it and then have to focus on your breath. Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah, just take it slow and practice more, and then you'll be able to catch it up. Okay. So yeah, and there's another question. Just now I saw Mary asking, how do we combine Unity Qigong with Baduanjin Qigong?
All right. Normally I ask people to practice Unity Qigong first thing. Always do Unity Qigong first. All right. It will help clear negative energies and everything. And then you go into Baduanjin. Those of you who have never learned Unity Qigong, you can join my groups. I think Signature Market will share it in Signature Market groups or here. And I'm teaching Unity Qigong tonight in my group. Okay. At 9 p.m. to 10:15 p.m. Malaysia time. All right. So Unity Qigong is even better than Baduanjin. It's simpler to learn, much simpler, and the effects are also very good. Okay, I would say it's better, and is our main practice. I actually stopped teaching Baduanjin after teaching Unity Qigong because most people cannot remember Baduanjin because there are 8 sets and there's so many things to learn, and if you don't practice, you forget. But Unity Qigong is very simple, very easy to remember, and very effective. But still, if you're very interested, I will teach Baduanjin. It is, after all, the most popular and most well-known Qigong. All right, thank you, everyone. I hope I will see you next Sunday. And this is a free or donation basis class. So if you feel like supporting, you feel you benefited and you would like to make a donation to support us, thank you very much. Otherwise, it's okay, right? It's free. And I hope to see you next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Yeah, before we go, can we take a group photo?
Yeah. Group picture.
Yeah, everyone come and switch on your cam and we take a group photo. Okay, all right. So no worries. This QR code, I will be attaching it in the thank you email afterwards. So you guys, if you are interested to support CordyKet, you guys can just scan the code and make a donation. Any amount is welcome. Yeah, just according to your preference. All right. Okay, so I'll stop sharing screen first. All right, time for the group photo. Okay, I'm so happy to see all of you here today. Yeah, especially like so early. Yeah, and I think after this, you guys will just go for breakfast, right? All right. Okay, so everyone ready? All right, I will do a count of 3 and we just pose, okay?
This is a thumbs up.
All right. Yeah, let's do a thumbs up together, okay? 3, 2, 1. All right, okay. We do one more. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let me see. Okay, there's still someone on the second page. Okay, we do the second page. Yeah, hold your pose, everyone. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, last one. 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, go and have your breakfast and yeah, have a nice Sunday. All right, happy weekend, everyone.
Yeah, those interested in joining Unity Qigong, the links to our groups will be shared by Signature Market. All right. Thank you and
Yes.
see you next week or tonight.